Implementation overview for the Year 3 Maths Peer Tutoring Programme. How we help you set up the evaluation. The first thing we ask you to do is identify a group of target learners. These will then complete the pre-assessment task. You'll then input the data into the What Worked Teachers platform, which will randomly allocate these into an intervention and comparison group. The intervention group will receive the peer tutoring for the duration of the trial, and the comparison group will continue as normal. At the end, both groups complete the post-assessment test, which is the same as the pre, and then the What Worked Teachers platform will produce an impact report which will show you how the intervention has worked in your school. If this is a positive intervention, then you can open this up to the comparison group. So let's look at this by a step-by-step planning approach. Step 1. Coordinate with your Year 5 teacher to agree to run the peer tutoring programme. You will need Year 5 peer tutors to deliver this. Step 2. Identify a group of Year 3 learners to participate in the evaluation. Step 3. Complete the pre-assessment maths test with all learners. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. Step 4. Using the trial wizard on the What Worked Teachers platform, it will randomly assign these to the intervention and comparison group. So just make sure you record this in the Excel tracker. For the intervention group, it will deliver the targeted peer tutoring intervention. The comparison will continue as business as usual for the duration of the trial. Step 6. Complete the post-assessment maths test, which is the same as the pre, to both the intervention and comparison group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker and then input this into the post-test on the trial wizard. You'll then complete a short process evaluation survey, click Analyze, and it will generate an impact report for your school. So the intervention is a peer tutoring intervention that focuses on Year 3 pupils. The lessons on addition and subtraction will be delivered by Year 5 peer tutors, and each lesson will take approximately 20 minutes. We do recommend a minimum of 10 learners to take part in the evaluation. So this would mean 5 would go to the intervention, 5 to the control. And then when the intervention has been finished and you've got your impact report, you will then open this up so the control can receive it. So the Year 3 Maths Addition and Subtraction, this programme consists of 6 peer tutoring lessons, which focus on number facts and counting on, mental addition strategies, partitioning to add and subtract, number lines and estimating, column addition and column subtraction. These take approximately 20 minutes each and are delivered by a Year 5 peer tutor. At the end of the programme, the tutor will receive a certificate as a thank you for helping the youngest student in the school. You will find all the resources required to deliver this in the resource folder. When it comes to the resources, these can be either electronically in PowerPoint or can be printed worksheets. What we have found from the pilots that we've run is that the peer tutors generally like to have a Chromebook or a laptop there with a PowerPoint on so they can flick through, and then the students like to write on whiteboards rather than using paper. So that's just some of the feedback from the pilots that we've run. And one of the things that we do advise is that the peer tutors receive the content at least 1 week in advance so they're familiar with the content. So selecting and training your peer tutors. It's important to work with your Year 5 teacher to select students who you think will benefit most from the opportunity to be a peer tutor. We advise that you provide the lesson resources 1 week in advance to your tutors so they are familiar with the content, and you may want to consider using this as a targeted approach as part of your premium strategy. You will find in the resource folder a peer tutoring trainer slide, and what you can use this for is to actually train the peer tutors on what peer tutoring is, and then give you an opportunity to go through the key concepts to make sure they're familiar with the content before they will deliver it. So some key considerations need to be considered before implementing the peer tutoring program as an intervention. So time. Is there a suitable time in the day for the 20-minute sessions? Intensity. Will peer tutoring lessons run weekly or twice a week? So if you do 2 lessons a week, then it's only a 3-week program. If you do 1 a week, then it's a 6-week program. Location is a suitable location in the school for the peer tutoring. Supervision, it doesn't require a teacher to supervise, but you will need a adult such as a TA. Reminders, on the day of the tuition, can peer tutors and tutors be reminded about the lesson? Resources, if you're using digital resources, make sure you have the devices or you have the worksheets. Definitely the whiteboard, pens and rubbers particularly available. And then rewards. Will you link this into potential rewards for the efforts that the students have done? So logistical barriers are common in any intervention delivered in schools, particularly when it comes to peer tutoring, so it is important to consider these prior to starting. Inside the resource folder, you will find a tracking spreadsheet, and this allows you to link an anonymized student ID on our platform to a learner in your group. So all you do is, when the system allocates them to intervention control, you log this on your tracker. The assessment. The outcome is measured in attainment as defined by the pre and post test. It's marked out of 21, and it's the same for both the pre and the post. And as both the comparison and intervention groups receive the same assessment, familiarity with this should not bias the effect size. If you can complete the assessment under exam conditions, allow approximately 21 minutes for the assessment, a minute per mark, and make sure you record your pre and post test scores on your tracking spreadsheet and then onto the platform. So that is the end of your implementation guidance. The next thing to do is to download your research protocol, the resources, and then click the trial wizard.